Gaffer, defeat at home today to Harrogate. What did you make of the game?
The result's completely not acceptable, and I completely get that, completely understand it. I'd say that the people of Barrow, the Barrow supporters, deserve a lot more than that. I think we all turned up to the game today. I think people would have seen the team sheet that went in, would have been an element of surprise, but also some excitement, thinking, yeah, we've got some players back. And I expected us to go and win that game today like everybody else. Performance levels weren't where they should be. I felt we'd taken some steps forward in recent weeks, but today it felt like we took a huge step back. We've got to take our chances when the game's 0-0. But I have to say, Harrogate started the game very, very well, and they put us on the back foot. Lots of corners coming in the box. At that moment, I actually thought we showed some resilience to not go behind. But then once we start coming back into it, obviously we lost Carl Cameron early on. That's no excuse for obviously the result. We still had a team capable to go and win the football game. We had a good, very, very good chance in the first half. We've missed a penalty, and we've had a very, very good chance at 0-0 as well. Obviously the penalty came when we was already 2-0 behind. You've got to take those chances when you're on a football pitch. Doesn't matter who you're playing, whether you're playing Harrogate or you're playing Port Vale. You have to take those chances, and when you don't, you always leave yourself open at the back or leave yourself vulnerable. And we've let in 2 poor goals, which haven't helped us either, and that's happened too much lately.
In these last few games, when the performance have been getting better, one of the things that you've been able to pride yourselves on is that really strong start. Was it a bit of a surprise when, like you say, Harrogate did have a very strong start and had all of those early chances?
Yeah, I thought Harrogate, they showed grit and determination. They've played the same amount of games as us, so we didn't look like we had that at the start of the game, which was a surprise because we have been coming out of the box quite quickly recently. Fair play. Sometimes you have to say well done to the opposition. As I say, we did show that resilience to not go behind. But look, I can talk about the game as much as you like, Ethan. What I'll say is I can only apologise, and that's on behalf of myself. I'm the head coach. I take full responsibility. I think we all know in that dressing room that's not acceptable. This football club getting beat 2-0 by Harrogate, yeah, it's obviously a very disappointing afternoon for everybody.
In terms overall of it just not clicking today, is that just what it felt like? Not anything in particular dropping off, just as a performance as a whole?
I felt too many players didn't reach the levels they had been reaching or can reach when we're playing well. But look, results haven't been good enough for a long period of time now. We've kind of forgotten how to win football matches on enough, and it shouldn't be as hard as sometimes we make it. Now we have had good games this season where we should have taken more points, and then you find yourself in a run where obviously it's not going as well, and you have to dig in and you have to work even harder, and you have to all stick together, and you have to make sure you do the basics right, don't make silly mistakes, and you have to grind your way back into the season if you like, and we haven't been able to do it enough. And at the moment we're down the bottom of the table. I don't know where we are. I haven't looked at the table. I know we're getting closer to that bottom, and that's not good enough. So we realise that, and we have to make sure that we do stick together. We work even harder than we were before, and we try and get a result next week at Port Vale.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose to have 2 away games on the bounce, it really intensifies that. You know, we're really trying to have to pick up some points across these next 2 games away from Old Street.
Look at the next game. I know the next 2 games are, but the next game we go to Port Vale. What I know is we'll be in next week. We'll be working double hard, and we'll prepare for that game like we prepare for everyone. But when you step over that white line, you've got to make sure you go and make an impression on supporters, on the manager. Make your families proud. Whatever it is, when you step over that white line, you've got to have a reason. You've got to go and do well, because if you don't do well, someone else takes your shirt, and we've got to do better than what we did today.
I suppose probably the only silver lining to take from today, Isaac making his debut and looking very sharp for that period of time he was on the pitch.
That was the one positive for me, and I told him that in the dressing room. Obviously, I had some words to say, but I made sure that he got a mention for doing well, because he definitely came on, and I think he caught people's eye, and you could see that the boy's got ability. So he can be proud of his performance, and he shouldn't get dragged down into what for everybody else was a very disappointing day.